Hello everyone. Today is Sunday, April 22nd, 2012. So far today, earthquake activity seems a little light, only 8 to report. We have a 4.4 Vancouver Island, Canada, and a 4.9 south of Kermadec Islands. We have a 4.8 southern mid-Atlantic ridge, a 4.5 near east coast of Honshu, Japan, a 4.2 South Islands of New Zealand, a 5.3 Solomon Islands, 5.3 west of Macquarie Islands, and a 5.2 west of Macquarie Islands. LA Times report in Syria street protests meet with force. In Syria, street protests meet with force as reported in the LA Times. Says large anti-government demonstrations filled the streets of Syria on Friday despite reports of regime forces trying to prevent them from forming and in other instances shooting at protesters as an announced ceasefire continued to unravel. Activists said security forces fired bullets and tear gas at protesters in several areas across the country, ignoring the government's agreement to a peace plan that guarantees the right to demonstrate. Shelling also continued in Homs province, and at least 57 people were reported killed across the country. State media reported that a roadside bomb in a village near the border with Israel killed 10 law enforcement personnel and 2 other people were killed elsewhere in the country. The attacks constitute more breaches of the peace plan by the opposition, according to the official Syrian Arab news agency. But United Nations observers who were in Syria to monitor the implementation of the ceasefire and peace plan were nowhere to be seen because the team had decided not to patrol on Fridays, which is the biggest day of demonstrations. Having them on the street always changes the dynamic, said Ahmed Fawzi, spokesman for the UN Special Envoy Kofi Annan. It either gets more violent or less violent. The head of the UN team, Moroccan Colonel Ahmed Hameshe, told Al Jazeera TV network, "We don't want to be used as a tool for escalating the situation." The decision to limit its monitoring risk, undermining the UN mission and its ability to quell violence in the 13-month uprising, especially after the team came under fire at a protest in a suburb of the capital Damascus on Wednesday, and 2 people were reported killed in Dara minutes after the monitors left. There were only 7 monitors in the country Friday, and 2 more are expected to arrive Monday, Fawzi said. He said he hoped to have 30 UN observers by next week. The monitors are being pulled from other missions in the region and are being sent as soon as they can be released, he said. It was not clear when the UN Security Council would take up the resolution proposed by Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for a full supervision mission of 300 monitors. A larger mission isn't expected to arrive in Syria for weeks, Fawzi said. Meanwhile, the situation in the country continues to slide back to where it was before the ceasefire, especially in places where the monitors have yet to visit, such as Homs, Hama, and Idlib. "We hope that they will be better than the Arab monitors," said an activist in a suburb of Hama, referring to an earlier Arab League effort. "I don't know what the international community is offering. We are giving the initiative a chance and we are complying, but we are being killed." In the town of Quakes in Homs province, a spontaneous demonstration was held amid continued bombardment, with 2 shells falling every minute and several residents being killed, activists said. Across the province, activists reported 21 deaths. Where are the international observers? Where is the Security Council? Asked one activist in a video, said to have been shot Friday in Homs. They are not coming to Homs. There's a video just uploaded to YouTube by a guy who goes by the name of Dutch Sense, titled Solar Poles to Flip Next Month, 1 year early. According to the folks at the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan, the sun's magnetic poles are about to do a polar reversal. This change takes place in an 11-year cycle and originally was expected May of 2013. But based on the observations made by the High Node, a sun-facing satellite, this pole reversal is going to take place next month, a whole year early. I'm not sure as to what effect the solar pole shift will have on planet Earth, but I somehow get the feeling that it will not be good. I'll place a link in the box below as always, and I encourage you to watch this video. Now here's a story of interest. Although it's not necessarily end-time news material, I thought that it was something that everyone should be aware of. Hundreds of thousands may lose internet in July. Washington AP. For computer users, a few mouse clicks could mean the difference between staying online and losing internet connections this summer. Unknown to most of them, their problem began when international hackers take control of infected computers around the world. In a highly unusual response, the FBI set up a safety net months ago using government computers to prevent internet disruptions for those infected users. But the system is to be shut down. The FBI is encouraging users to visit a website run by its security partners, and this is, I'll put this link in there as well, but run by its security partners that will inform them whether they are infected and explain how to fix the problem. After July 9th, infected users won't be able to connect to the internet. Most victims don't even know their computers have been infected, although the malicious software probably has slowed their web surfing and disabled their antivirus software, making their machines more vulnerable to other problems. Last November, the FBI and other authorities were preparing to take down a hacker ring that had been running an internet ad scam on a massive network of infected computers. Okay, I'll place a link in the box below. I did a little bit of research before I decided to actually upload this to YouTube, and as far as I can tell, this was a legitimate event, and there's there's part of the address right there, http://www.dcwg.org. So go to the website and it will let you know whether or not you have the virus. Otherwise, come July, you might find yourself unable to connect to the internet. Friends, recently there has been a lot of activity on the sun. Coronal mass ejections releasing energy equivalent to 1 billion atomic bombs going off at the same time, with some of them Earth-facing. It's believed, at least by some, that this is the reason for over 6,000 record-breaking temperatures this past March. So what will happen when the solar magnetic poles reverse? Well, I don't know for sure, but listen to this prophecy. Revelation chapter 16, verses 8 and 9. Then the fourth angel poured out his bowl on the sun, And power was given to him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and they blasphemed the name of God, who has power over these plagues. And they did not repent and give him glory. Are you saved? Follow the prayer of salvation link below. Pray the prayer with all sincerity, and you will be saved. God bless you all.